Well, let me see if I can get this thing adjusted. Well, I hope that's right. Well, God's made another beautiful day. This morning, for a few minutes, I'd like to talk to you or speak with you about something that's been on my mind for a long time. The spirit of Christmas. You know, I've traveled around this world, across the United States, I've seen about all of the United States and a whole lot of the world. And I don't know whether it's because I'm older or what it is, but I know one thing. My father told me this. When you get old, you're no longer afraid of the Grim Reaper. And he was right. Because I'm not. But you know, in my travels, I've seen poverty, the ravages of war, hunger, greed, corrupt governments, Christians that weren't being persecuted at the time, but a lot of them have lost their lives. And it started me to thinking some time ago about the spirit of Christmas. In December, we celebrate Christmas. The joy, the happiness of the season, the birth of the Christ child, celebrate the Creator. And I sometimes wonder if it wouldn't be possible to start celebrating Christmas in January and carry it on through the year. I'm guilty of something that I think probably a lot of us are guilty of. During the Christmas season, I would come upon somebody that was needy, and I'd walk on by, or I'd turn my head. And each time that I did that, I'd feel a little twinge of guilt. And when you see families that have no place to live, it bothers you. It bothers all of us. And then you look out and you see millions of acres of ground that's growing food in the United States, the prosperous countries, Europe, some of the countries of Europe. the southern hemisphere. And yet, the children in Uganda and the adults are starving. Folks in India, Kenya, Africa, and the United States are going without food. When this food in the ground is ready to harvest, the corn, soybeans, wheat, oats, not so much the perishables, but the food is harvested and it's stored until the price is right and it can be sold. And I often wonder why we can't share. I'm not talking about communism, Marxism, or socialism. I'm talking about little things like passing a person on the street that's in need, and you take $1 out of your wallet and you hand it to him, and you plant a seed. You give him the $1 and you say, God loves you, and so do I. $1 doesn't go very far, but it's a start. We are all disciples of Christ. When I think about that, I think about a couple of other things. Christ said, if a man asks you for your coat, give him your cloak also. And he also said, a rich man, no wait. Well, maybe. I heard a preacher say this. A rich man has a change of clothes, enough money in his pocket to buy his next meal, and a place to lay his head at night. A middle-class man has the clothes on his back, is working for his next meal, and has a place to lay his head. A poor man is naked. He stands naked in the street, or he sits in rags at the gate of the city. We're all believers. We all have a responsibility to do Christ's work. You don't have to support a poor man. You don't have to move him into your house. Christ said, the poor will be with you always. And they are. But we have to start someplace. So the spirit of Christmas I believe, we should practice year-round. Now, when I give $1 to someone that needs it, and I do that. I've done it for a while, quite a while. There's never a time, not one time, that I haven't felt on the receiving end of that. That's just something that's been on my mind for a long time. I write about the spirit of Christmas in my books because I think it's important. I think it's important the way we treat one another. I don't believe that we need to put so much in our storehouse for our future that we can't use. When times are tough, we have to think of those that are without. That's just something that I had on my chest. I'll just say God bless you, and thanks for listening.